Hey, I'm back. So, a couple of weeks ago I talked about doing reviews, and today I thought I'd start. And this first one I'm going to do is Wheelhouse by Greg Howe. For those that aren't familiar with Greg Howe, he's a rock/jazz fusion guitarist, and he's also known as kind of like a shredder, one of those 80s shredders. But I know when you say that, people think like the heavy metal, long hair, maybe dragons on the cover or something, but this actually isn't that. Greg Howe's style, although it's highly technical guitar, it's actually more like funk or maybe like R&B or something. And although there's lots of technical guitar playing, so if you're a guitar player, you'll love it just because of that part. But I think one of the main attractions to this is the groove. Most of the songs on here, like probably 60 or 70%, just groove really hard. When I listen to somebody like Steve Vai or Joe Satriani or Yngwie Malmsteen or whoever, it sounds good. I like it, but the problem is it never really makes my head nod. This makes my head go back and forth, toes tapping everything. And so I think that is one of the main strengths of Greg Howe. He has really good arrangements on this also, so it's not just the same drum beat going through the whole song. It changes things up, it keeps the interest of the song. And so there's 9 songs on here, and although some of them are kind of the same, they're in that vein, they're different enough that it kind of changes it up. Actually, I should say that the first song, I believe, is more like that rock funk. The second song actually adds a kind of jazzy twist, so in the middle of it, it just turns to straight jazz. I don't know, but I think the chord progression is from Satin Doll, but don't quote me on that, I haven't transcribed it. And then there's other ones that are kind of Latin influenced, etc. And there's some that are more rock, and some are more blues. And so I think if you're a fan of tasty guitar playing, check this out. Also, if you're just a fan of just nice funk grooves, also check this out. This is definitely one of the funkiest and maybe best easy listening instrumental guitar albums. And I think if there's anything you can say as a criticism, a lot of the melodies aren't really that memorable. I think this is more groove focused as opposed to melody focused. So I don't know if that's a problem or not. It kind of depends on what you're looking for. And I think it sounds really good. If you haven't heard of Greg Howe, this is actually a great place to start because it's called Wheelhouse, and this is kind of a compilation of everything he's done in the past. He's done some albums that are just straight rock albums, some that are almost funk albums, funk rock, and some that are just straight fusion. And this has almost everything all together. So if you're thinking I heard of Greg Howe, but what should I start with? I would say start with this Wheelhouse. It's very good, and then you can go back and decide what you like. Do I want to hear more of the Latin rock influenced Greg Howe or more of the fusion Greg Howe, and choose through there. And this kind of has everything, and it sounds really good. On top of that, the last track is a collaboration between him and Richie Kotzen. And it's really nice to hear them together again. They did 2 albums before, they're playing again, and this song, it's like a blues rock thing. It kind of reminds me of Little Wing, and Richie Kotzen is singing on this. Richie Kotzen has an amazing voice, and it sounds really good. So if you like that blues rock stuff, you'll definitely like that track. And overall, I really enjoyed this album. It's one of the better albums. It's one of those things when you listen to somebody for so long and they try new things and you don't really like that. This is one of those things where it's when I think of Greg Howe, he delivered everything that I wanted in this album. When you think of Greg Howe sound, it's this album. And so I would say definitely start here, definitely check this out. I bought this off iTunes, but I'm also listening to it on Amazon Prime, but I think it's on Spotify also, so there's lots of places you can check this out. If you're a guitar player, you owe it to yourself to check this out because the guitar playing is jaw-dropping, but also the grooves are very listenable. So if you like this and you want to hear more reviews, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and if you haven't subscribed, do that. Until next time, see you.